it seemed like the Nation of Islam really didn't want to back him up as soon as he started attacking the corrupt politics of this country. In other words, when he really started being a freedom fighter and saying things outside of the box that could really change the cosmetics of America, certain people turned their backs on him. That always happened. Otherwise, you're going to have a limitation to what you can say. Even when it's in your nuts and your balls to say something different, when you belong to an organization, they going to be, well, let's see what the bishop has to say about that. Fuck the bishop. I work for the Sun. So did Malcolm. He just didn't know that. He thought he was a Muslim. That's why he's dead more than any reason on earth. Because he belonged to a religious group that wanted to stop him from using his own genuine charisma to attack the real problem, which was racism and fascism. Okay, you don't need to be trying to make no people find a God outside of themselves in the world where they're already worshiping the white man as God. The only thing you can do to get them to stop doing that is make them start worshiping themselves. You're not going to make no person who's not smart enough to know that they are God give up one God for another God. They'd just as well stick with the God that they got already, because that's what they think is they don't want to do the work of finding themselves God. That's why they so easily will accept a fabricated God given to them from someone else. It takes a lot of work to stand on the conviction of being your own God, because you have a lot of opposition that tells you what a fool you are and reject you, and you will be a lonely person outside of having your connection with the Sun, which is the most reliable person on earth, because it's never turned its back on me for wanting to have union with it. But it always gets up every morning seeking to have union with me and every other person on earth. It's just that y'all dumbasses always ignores it. That's going to cost you too. Trust me on that. This is Malcolm X. Peace and blessing, brother. Thank you for your work. I believe that a lot of people don't know what you did, but I do. You're a real G. Peace and blessings. What I'm saying is that he came out and he told the truth about everything, about the Nation of Islam, about the presidents of this country, and he never once said anything in relativity about white Muslims being good people. He never said that. That was bullshit. What he said is that he went over to Mecca and ate with them. That was it. All that other bullshit that got put into play in the movie with Spike Lee, that's where it stays, in the movie. He came back from Saudi Arabia, having been a person that witnessed so much racism over there. He didn't go over there to Saudi Arabia and see a Saudi Arabia that's different than the Saudi Arabia today. All those damn Arabs over there enslaving black people and all that. What makes you think he went there and got welcomed? It's the same old shit everywhere you go over the planet with these religions. They all hate on the true original black man, because we the ones who brought the true original connection with God, as you see happening with me right now. But look at me, stand alone, no help from no one, because we have a world that's based on wickedness. And nobody wants to get away from the wickedness because it's immediately fulfilling. You understand? For the people that's out to fulfill the flesh. That's the only problem. See, the white man gives you immediate sexual pleasures, immediate intoxicating drinks, immediate drugs, get high right now. All of those stuff is things that make you not want to wait for everything that has to come later when you live a divine life, because you feel like what's necessary and what is fulfilling on earth is all the devices of enticement that he gives you, which is nothing but decadence and death. So a real true God man will be lonely by themselves a lot, because there's not a lot of God people on earth. They believe they are because they worship Jesus, but Jesus gives you permission to eat meat, smoke cigarettes, have sex, do all kind of shit, as long as you come to church Sunday, pay the preacher, and ask for forgiveness. This is a fake religion. It's going to get you all really, really screwed up. More screwed up than you're already. Believe that.
Are you starstruck, and did you see it? The Bay Area dazzled by a dramatic and unexpected fireball in the sky. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Raj Bathai.
And I'm Jessica Aguirre. The sky's brimming with action. First, an asteroid skims past Earth tonight, and now a meteor streaks across the Bay Area skies. Want to show you some dash cam uploaded video on YouTube that shows what appears to be the fireball as it crossed around 7:45. Now, the driver says he was headed southbound on 280 out of San Francisco. Turns out he wasn't the only Night Star viewer. We got calls from far as St. Helena to south as Gilroy. In fact, NBC Bay Area's own Judy Hernandez and her husband witnessed it in Fairfield, and they spoke with us via FaceTime.
So we were driving on Interstate 80 westbound in Fairfield, and all of a sudden we just saw this bright light falling from the sky. It was like a bright white streak, and it kind of ended in a ball. And I was just like, I couldn't get the words out fast enough, like, look, Victor. And of course he saw it, and one of our sons saw it, and it was just spectacular. I had been covering a story on meteors and asteroids all day, and then I couldn't believe that I was actually seeing one just a few hours later.
Chances of that? Well, people posted quickly to our Facebook and Twitter feeds. One viewer in San Jose tonight saying it was bright green when it first appeared, then it went to a bright yellow. It was awesome. Another viewer, also in San Jose, said it looked just like the one I saw back in October, except it was a little smaller. It was greenish in color. Everyone in the parking lot stopped and looked at it.
Well, we know that green.
A destructive meteorite hits Russia, and then this giant asteroid. NBC Bay Area Stephanie Trong joins us at Chabot Observatory with more on what scientists are saying about all this cosmic activity.
But we begin.
Don't worry about them, they're gonna lie. Let me tell you what it is. It's a SAR. Just like they said, the light was green. That's the color that's synonymous with regeneration, regrowth, rebirth. That's where we at right now. It's the old shit is coming to an end. All that Nazi, Zionist, white man rule the world. We gonna pimp everybody, make deprivation, and all that. It's over. Okay, they're all gonna be killed. That light that you saw circled the whole globe is just the UFOs giving them a chance to step down and get on the ships and go do their incarceration. But of course, they ain't gonna do that. They wanna still scare you. You could be locked up forever, you know, without no trial and all that old stuff. You know, all this shit right there that you're hearing is letting you know about the Gestapo shit, all that. Everybody should know there's something awful wrong for us to live on a planet to even have governments telling you stuff like that. You know, we got governments before where people was caught hunting in the woods and they were thrown in prison and incarcerated for trying to feed and take care of themselves. Well, I just showed you an example of that. I was in the garbage can and police knocking on my door. All this shit is coming to a stop. It's real simple. The media is their best tool to keep themselves in the seat of control. So don't be looking for them to tell you the truth. They all know them ain't no damn meteorites and no asteroids. That is those UFOs sending things completely around the planet. They're monitoring these things they're calling asteroids and meteorites, and they know these things are completely navigating the whole globe. And they're saying, you know, this is some serious technology. We need to bow down. You know, we know this Asar dude is telling us exactly what's going on. Russia, just like Australia, and just like all the places where these people have gone in and Holocaust the original inhabitants and set up their existence there. See, let me explain something to you guys that you don't know. A lot of these outside entities that's pimping us here in America because these corrupt businessmen over here borrowed money from these gangsters and put us as collateral, meaning they put this country up as collateral to get the money. After they get the money, they start businesses, build sky rises, and all kind of shit. And then they can make enough money for themselves to retire on and get out. And then what they do is they take whatever is left over and give it to the gangsters with whatever type of revenue was generated as interest belonging to them. That means that all you people who's got all those credit card debts and everything, when you started off with that credit card, whoever owned that credit card at that time, chances are that they don't even own the credit card anymore. They sold it to someone else who's going to make a profit off all of the interest that all of the people who buy things that they can't afford because they make inflation, and of course they want to make it so high that you can't afford it. That's the only way they could coerce you into getting a credit card. If you could buy the shit right out with cash, you wouldn't have no reason to have a credit card. Then of course they make you feel like people without a credit card ain't shit. And they make it now with paper money. You go in the store, they actually ridicule you and put you through shameless rituals by not having. Especially if you go to the bank. You go to the bank, they gonna make you feel like shit. Well, you go stand your bitch ass over there. You don't have an account with us? No. Well, let me verify your check. What you mean let you verify the check? It's a Snitzer steel check. You don't have to verify nothing. You know this check is good. Yes, I do, but I want to coerce you into becoming in compliant with our new world order, because eventually everybody is going to have direct deposit and a credit card, so we can just pimp everybody any way we want to. All that's coming to an end. All this capitalism where one bank own everything, throwing people out of their houses, keeping them boarded up forever so they can bring in people that they got planned to upscale while they degrade another. All that shit is stopping. And these UFOs is flying around the planet, shooting these, what they're calling asteroids and meteorites around the planet, saying, you see, we've already set Australia ass on fire, and we got water coming in new. Yeah, we gonna get you bastards for everything you've done. We will be dealing with you about all that. So you can keep listening to these people on the news, or you can listen to me. I'm the only person on the, quiet as it may be kept, and as crazy as it may be sound, I'm the only person on the earth that can ask these guys to cut us some slack. That's me. Now that's a big ass claim to make, but they told me this shit 10 years ago. They said, we're going to need you to think big, because what we're going to do is we're going to give you the position of the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And you're going to have a lot riding on the decisions that you make. So you need to get rid of egoism. It's better not to have a woman, because they can always screw things up. You pass the test and we'll hook you up. I passed the test. I went 7 years without touching a female. And for that, I ended up getting a goddess. And she's here on earth. And they sent her here the same way they sent me here. That's what I was telling you guys about. Me and her got married in the heavens. I know that sounds too hard for y'all to believe. Y'all gonna stick with your Santa shit. I ain't gonna be mad at you. But I'm telling you, some real stuff is going down. That might be a little hard for a lot of you dull as people to get. See, the person that I was 20 years ago, I'm not that person anymore. I've made a complete metamorphosis and became someone totally different. And all the other people on earth who's hesitant to change because you want to be stuck in the vibrations, the allure, to run after these, there's nothing but lures. They're vices. They're going to get you all locked down into things. When you see everything going on indicating we're going to probably end up all dying, you're not doing anything to make sure that you have a good connection with your supreme creator, when you know that now you're stuck. Do you have to make a decision now? Is this Jesus thing right, or what is this stuff that this guy is talking about that really has more proof? You better wake up. You don't have chance or no freaking luxury to sit around here and not respond right away. I'm not in no Christian church that's going to come at you and say, you saw you today, did Jesus die for your sin and all that other shit? That's coercion. I ain't got to do that. I've been showing you laid out ancient stuff that they hid from you and stole the whole idea of a Christian thing from you. So what? I get aggressive and say nasty things about white men and all the shit they done did. I should. Do I hate them and for what they have done? In my heart, yes, I do. I have a physicality, and of course, that physical part of me is upset and furious. Hell yeah. But I have a divine God side too. And that divine God side is where my patience come in and make me sit here and know that the experiences I had was necessary for me to betray or portray them to you. Relay them to you right now so you can hear me and understand the anxieties and why they're there. And then I'm trying my best to give you real solid foundation of my claim that this is what went on this planet and this is what happened. Everyone was victimized by a few people that was really evil and still are to this day, and bombed the World Trade Center and enslaved everyone and held the prostitution and prostituted black women all through slavery that they don't want you to know about. Black women was selling more pussy than they was picking cotton. Please believe that. And a lot of times the men who they were given to were very abusive and had no respect for them at all. And they was targeting the young girls, 13, 14, 15 years old. By the time